Chat, welcome in everyone. Happy to see all of you back. I have done the dreaded Windows update, and it reset all of my microphones. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's one of them. And the other one should be a little bit quicker. Just need to find that one again. There we go. Hello everyone, welcome in. Hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see all of you back. Thank you for that early raid, Lovey's Food Truck. Always posting delectable foods in the Creator Club. Welcome everyone. Hello there, Mimic. Stumbled over that one for a moment. Welcome in, Will. Let's see here. I am getting lost here. Welcome in, JK. Hello, Sore Red Palms. Thank you for that follow. Hello, they. Let's make some coffee. What am I doing for dinner tonight? Well, Wednesdays here, I do ingredient challenges. And so, every week I have a vote in my Discord. And this week, chat has voted on red wine as my ingredient challenge. And so, as part of the ingredient challenge, I have to use red wine in both my dinner and dessert as an ingredient tonight. And so typically the bot doesn't have a great idea what I'm doing today, so if you do ! dinner or menu, it's not going to give you a whole lot today, other than probably red wine, because it stole that from the Discord. The plans that I have for tonight are a Cab Sav chicken breast stew and a Cab Sav caramel sauce for over ice cream. Because I already had ice cream in the house. I could have done like Cab Sav cake, cupcakes. Could have done just a straight reduction sauce. I thought doing a caramel was a little more interesting than just reducing wine. I've already started my vote for next week. I poured that prematurely. That was a premature pouring. I didn't turn on the scale yet. The vote for next week in the ingredient challenge in the Discord is between seaweed and powdered cheddar powder, or powdered cheddar cheese. So you can have your vote. I started that this morning, so we already got quite a few votes in there for just a couple hours. But other than ingredient nights, I stream 4 nights a week for anyone new in here. I do. Have I cooked with seaweed? Yes, Nori has won an ingredient challenge in the past. I admittedly am not a giant fan of nori. But other than ingredient challenges, I regularly on Sundays, I've been doing all of the U.S. state territories and U.S. states. I've made my way into the M's at this point. Well, excuse you, Drain. What's with you, Coffee? Oh, no, it's actually my drain. Okay. I've cooked with seaweed. I think I even have some nori over there. I have one of those little, like, snack pack things. Got the GoPro working tonight, so we get to see me on both sides of the stove. Come on, sugar. Get out of there, ladle. But there's all sorts of types of seaweed, too. Like, my mind just goes to nori when someone mentions seaweed, but, you know, you have kombu. You have all sorts of other ones, like, out here in hippie California, you go into a Whole Foods, you go into a upper-end supermarket, you can find, you know, a dozen different types of seaweed. Though admittedly, a lot of those smaller brands have sort of disappeared recently, and so maybe not as many. Like, a lot of them are used as, like, flavoring tools. But there are a few that are, like, thin chopped and thrown into soups and... And those are just the ones that they're selling to us. Like, there has to be hundreds, if not thousands, of others that are out there that... no one's decided it was economical to bring this thing to market. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Cheers. All right, where do we start with things tonight? I think we're going to start with the chicken. We're going to get the stew going, and then we'll get into doing the other stuff. So I have half an onion in the fridge already. Yep. We'll do a little veg prep. I didn't know that I had these. Sloppy, sloppy. Strays everywhere. How you doing tonight, Will? Bit heavy on the carrot, but oh well. Not using these still. Don't want to throw that in there. Don't want to throw that in there. You should be in the trash. How? What else can I throw in this? What else can we throw at it? Chicken next. This chicken I butchered on stream a couple of streams ago. Earlier this week. Not in love with this chicken. It's okay, but way too much liquid with these chickens. Just Not how it should be. So we're going to take the skin off of these, because I am going to cube them, sear them, and then we'll throw them into finish with everything towards the end, since it's a white meat and not dark meat like the other night. Dark meat, just throw it in there and let it cook. Trinity would be green pepper with those two. Or Mirepoix would be with celery, but I don't have any celery in the house, unfortunately. I think we're going to do fine with some nice Cab Sav with all of this. I'm almost doing a beef stew riff, but with chicken here. Hi, Seth. I would ask you what you were making today, lovies, but I have this assumption that you were working your food truck and maybe you were making something in particular? Oh, drive safe. So let's see, another news. There's no sign behind me tonight. It's white back there. That's because adding the stained glass to the previous frame has started happening. I got the LEDs down. I got the stained glass semi-siliconed in there. I'm going to have to do a little time tomorrow working on the silicone. I looked at it after the stream. There's definitely some cleanup on the front side and the back side. But I'm torn on if I want to do even more on the front side or leave it as is. And then I gotta sandwich it all together with the paper to diffuse the LED lights so it all works together nicely. Ooh, we need to deal with oil, don't we? I'm being a bad boy. That's what happens when I stream twice a day for... I'm gonna do nothing but, like, sleep tomorrow. Hi, Abby. Hi, Nan Reader. But hopefully one more cutting glass stream, and we'll have a sign be able to be put over here. I don't know if I'll get it mounted up, and I'm not going to try and mount it while I'm on stream. I'll be able to move on to new things, which I made sure I have a project waiting. It's not whimsy. I'm still going to do whimsy, I think. But I'm wavering on what I want to do for it. And so I've picked something else in the meantime. Drain already, oil. Then I rinse it out the hottest water that I have to make sure and plasticize as much of the oil left in this funnel as I can, shortening its life as much as I can. No one had the panache to guess that one? Got that, got that. Now let's get you cleaned up so that I can use you. What's wrong? Close my bedroom door so I don't set off a smoke alarm. Something silly. I got the fan on good. That's good. That definitely needs a little more of a rinse out. Whoa, double rig. Start the stream off. Welcome, Raiders. Hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. I stream here on... That is not what I said, captions. How dare you, captions? How you be so rude? How wooed? Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you for that raid, Starved Guitars. What were we up to today? I'm working with chicken, cab salve, all sorts of fun stuff. I hope you're all having a lovely evening. I tend to have a very relaxed, chill stream here. We're just about to get started searing some chicken. I was just heating up a pan to get started with that. And give this a decent salting to start. Spicy peanut noodle with cucumbers, red peppers, and basil. Is that what you were making? That sounds tasty. I'm not quite smoking there. We're getting close, though. Add a bit of avocado oil in there to do our chicken searing. I'm going to start off by searing all the chicken, and then we'll go in with the veggies afterward, and then we'll build the rest of the dish. Let's see here. I think it's time for a coffee break. All right, we're starting to smoke a bit. We'll get started with our first pieces of chicken here. Happy to have you in here, Rykos. Happy to see you, Slugabert. Welcome back. Just searing chicken. I'm not expecting to cook all the chicken through. I'm just getting some color. I'm getting some nice color on the bottom of the pan. Developing the fond. Getting all of that mixed together. The fond would be the stuff that you scrape up off of the bottom of the pan with all that delicious flavor that you mix into your sauce later. Some people call them crispy bits. They're the good stuff, right? It's like all the stuff left over in the pan after the bacon is gone. Not just the fat, like all the other stuff. It's delicious. Spray olive oil because it's easier than getting the bottle open. Rinse and repeat until we work our way through these 2 chicken breasts. Did rice the last couple of streams, so I'm shying away tonight. That's what we could do. What I could do. I might even have. I don't think I do, but I might. Nope, don't see it. I think we're gonna do a little. I'm gonna add a little green. I'm gonna add pepperoncinis to this. In the pickled jalapeno in this. Not those fresh ones. I'm not boycotting any food, but at the same time, jalapenos, iceberg lettuce, and a couple of different types of berries do not have a good reputation at the moment. Going back to talking about the ingredient challenge, the vote from. So if you got any wacky stuff that you think's weird to eat for dinner and dessert, like the idea is to make it weird to work with, weird to make dishes out of, not disgusting so much. Fan time, that's what it is. That was a little heavy on the oil, but I'll live with it. Just means more crispy bits. Sauce or dressing tonight, use crunchy peanut sauce is delicious. They serve it on all sorts of stuff when I was out in China. I took a 2-week trip to China like 10, 15 years ago, and so I constantly talk about it, sort of a thing. They put it on a number of the dishes that I had when I was over there. Like, they even put it over fresh summer squash. Like zucchini, like summer squash. Hopefully it turned out well. Usually it's a little bit, you get a little bit of, usually there's some mirin or something along that line, add a little sweetness to it, a little acidity, maybe a little booze. Nice. We got maybe 2 more batches of chicken before we move on to the veggies and building on this. Sweet came from honey. Nice. Actually, it's sort of interesting that there's actually honey in there, like a lot of the sauce is just being straight up granulated sugar in there. A couple ingredient challenges ago, I had rice syrup, which was a fun challenge. If you haven't heard of that before, it's a little like corn syrup, but it's made from rice and a little bit of a rice flavor to it. Works pretty good for a lot of things. I think there's enough oil in there to keep going. I'm squeezing it all in here. At risk of overcrowding the pan, we're doing this all together. Those are really small pieces of chicken, so they can get a good sear on all the different sides of them. I feel like I have an okay understanding of a fair amount of China, though China is massive. I'm toying with Korean foods, but I don't really know what I'm doing with them, and I'm almost completely lost when it comes to Indian. I enjoy all of it. I sort of shy away from Indian food a little bit just because, well, if only because I don't really have all the ingredients to really. No lag on my end, Sniper. Yeah, I am getting some artifacting and stuff on my stream. My computer's not showing any trouble processing. I'm not showing any lag going out. I'm not seeing any real significant lag with Twitch. I appreciate you letting me know, Sniper. Let me see if there's any issues being reported. There's an error with that, but that's separate from that. That's why I'm not streaming on Kick. Alright, I'm done with these. We'll start in on our veggies now. Look at all that flavor in the bottom of the pan. Mmm. Salt. turn the flame down. Are these usable? I didn't know I still had these. These are going in there. Just all sorts of mysteries in my refrigerator. Oh, by the way, if anyone's seeing my finger like that and thinking they're dirty, it's because there's black silicone stuck underneath my nails, and I've thoroughly cleaned my hands. It's just stuck. I was using black silicone on the stained glass this morning to lock it into the frame. Flame back up a bit more now that there's some peppers in there to cook down. Gotta get the vino. Oh, come on. I never open wine anymore. I'm getting so bad at this now. I used to be so much better at it. You're supposed to be able to cut the foil off and peel it off in one piece without moving the bottle really at all. Because I'm never really probably on stream ever going to do this, but if it's a wine that was worth decanting, may have sediment, maybe it's a natural wine or an unfiltered wine, you don't want to move the bottle around to disturb all that and get it all mixed back in. I mean, it's probably been a year since I've opened a bottle of wine on stream, which means it's probably been almost a year since I've opened a bottle of wine. Like, the last bottle of wine that I remember having was that orange wine that I bought just because I thought it looked interesting. And was like a legit wine that bumping the camera. Do I want to go the roux route, or do I want to go the cornstarch route? I think I'm going to go cornstarch route tonight. Welcome home. Bouillon cube. Get off the foil. That tells you something when it even colors the foil. Hey there, buddy. I know you're trying to scare me off, but you're not going to do that very successful, little hummingbird. Vino going in the drink. It's for dessert. And this is from me. Tasty wine. I'm not going to use these after all. I pulled out the jalapenos. I'm not going to use the jalapenos in with this. And it's right up my... It's a Cab Sav, but it's a rather leathery Cab Sav. I really sort of enjoy it. It's one of the few ones that I've repeatedly bought. Especially for the price. It's an under $20 bottle. They have a specific Valley higher priced Cab Sav on top of this one, which I think I've had. I'm not sure. And it hasn't stuck in my memory if I have or not, which is you should take as an example of just go for the cheaper one. Don't want to overcook the chicken. That's why I haven't thrown the chicken back in with that. That works too. I guess we're cleaning you out good. Good guess. It's more food related, likely though. And in this case, it's Italian. We shall swap you for you and put you down here. Start warming you up. Put the oil away. How it stayed out here this long, I don't know. You see, the next step after we have the LED stained glass sign back there, the next step is hooking it up so that chat can turn it into party mode other than me using the remote control. I spent $10 on LEDs, so it's not like I sprung for a lot for LEDs, but that said, I don't know why I sprung for the color ones over just plain white, because all I need to do is backlit the thing. In with our caramel, I am going to put in part of a star anise. And a cinnamon stick. Over in the stew, I'm adding dried thyme. Dried thyme, dried oregano. Light on the oregano. Just a hint. Cayenne, just in the place of a little acid. Mustard powder. What happened? Did I get rid of it? I must have got rid of it. Oh well. Boo. So if you missed what I have put all together there, on the top of the stove we have our seared chicken ready to go back into the rest of the stew below it. And on the right side, I've got red wine, a cup of red wine, a half cup of sugar, a cinnamon stick, and part of a star anise bubbling away. We're going to reduce that down to syrup level with the sugar caramelizing along with the wine. Already brought it up to a boil. Now the big question with tonight's dinner and how long it's going to take tonight's stream, do I add potatoes? I'm throwing the kitchen sink at it tonight, folks. Tasty, tasty. Oddly, wine, thinking about it today, looking at the labels of wine that were there, I'm wondering if wine has not seen as much inflation as some other things. It's probably more laziness than anything else, I don't know. But there are several wines there that I remember being around a $10 price point that are still around a $10 price point. I guess I'm done with my coffee now. I wasn't really done with my coffee, but after the wine, I'm done with my coffee. No! Making a mess inside the refrigerator. New refrigerator. New to me refrigerator. I think I'm gonna skip the taters. No, I'm throwing some taters in there. Not a whole bunch, just a couple. By just a couple, I mean 6, but They're small. Potatoes. Lost less on my new viewers adding potatoes. I think they were hoping I would finish dinner soon. Sorry. Taters going in. Hi, Alex. About to make dinner. How many hamburgers you want? I feel like there's some sort of joke there about the girlfriend always stealing fries or stealing part of the guy's meal. Is this child, you don't have to tell me, but is this child female? That said, I'm thinking about it, and I'm doubting my leap there. That and a little more water in the party here. Allow potatoes to cook with everything. Shouldn't known just made more. The other one is they have the devotion to vegetarian or veganism until something delicious crosses in front of their face. I think it's going to be a delicious stew. I think this wine is going to be delicious with some ice cream. I can smell the spice with all of it, too. Welcome, El Capitano. Happy evening to you. There's no sign back there, folks. It's the last time you saw my name back there. My logo would be the next time you see something back there. So how we doing tonight, peoples? What's new? What's fascinating? I just tried to breathe my wine. Excuse me. Playing some games. Speaking of games, I also came across this morning. I played Tribes and Tribes 2 as a kid. And you can download and play Tribes 2 free at that website. And they're going to hold the anniversary tournament. 25 years. Feels weird. Like, how many other games have had anniversaries like that? But if you are interested in something new to play, something new to try, it's a Capture the Flag team game. And they're going to have a tournament. There's a Discord there where people arrange pickup games once or twice a week. There's not a huge audience. But I'm trying to hype it as much as I can. You lost power for a few hours last night? I got noticed from the energy department, PG&E, the other day that they were going to cut my power off, and I thought they were going to cut my power off that night. So I was sitting there at like midnight, like, okay, where's the power going out? When's it going? I eventually got to the point where I went and looked back at the text they sent me, and it's for later this month. They've sent me a letter, too, that they're cutting my power off for a couple of hours in the middle of the night. But I'm glad people are not losing power. Hopefully people have missed the... Soph was talking about hopefully missing the hail. Hopefully you missed the hail. Nice. You see, because I added the potatoes now, I don't have to add cornstarch. The potatoes are going to thicken that up to the point where I'm probably going to have to add more liquid all by itself. Let's see, what we got in the news of the what's the bot telling me is new and interesting? Tucson's got a new casino. Not just a casino, they've got a new one. Cisco CEO is confident Restaurant Depot takeover will get approved. Like we need even more consolidation in that area. We don't. We don't. In and out, in and out, in and out. Not an ad, just it's what all the articles I'm seeing are one after the other. Home values in exclusive Jackson Hole explode up to 2,000% in 30 years. Meanwhile, I just want a place of my own. I don't even need no mansion. We're starting to get there with the wine. I may be going a little slow with the wine, but I'm not big on... I brought it to a boil, and you sort of need to do that to get the sugar and everything to mix together, but I'm not big on high heat with my wine, so lower the better. The smell is a little confusing in here now between the star anise and cinnamon just wafting everywhere while I'm looking at a savory stew. I'm going to take a 10-minute breather here. We'll come back and we'll wrap everything up. I hope to see you here back when we get back.
Wow. Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Count down.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best-tasting dips with the freshest-tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day, all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
Here's an amazing free offer for everyone who's overweight. Even if you've tried other methods and failed, you can still lose ugly fat fast. Yes, thousands can tell you that calometric control is the only safe, sure, effective way to reduce. Now, this package contains the Wonder 10-Day Diet that gives you 3 delicious meals a day, plus a bedtime snack, even includes a jog for your willpower. Yet you take only 3 calometric tablets a day. And here's the sensational free offer. A 30-day supply of wonderful calometric tablets. A certified $3.50 value when you buy the regular calometric way to weight control. You save $3.50. Now, that's a $7 value for only $3.50. A 50% saving. And how can you get your free bottle of calometric tablets? Well, just send in this calometric box top with your name and address. Your druggist will give you a postage-paid envelope already addressed to the calometric company. Now, don't lose hope, lose weight. Get calometric reducing formula at your drugstore. Send the box top in the free postage-paid envelope. Get your $3.50 bottle of calometric tablets free. Don't wait, act now.
Something different for a change? Then try the perfect refreshment. Chili Dilly, a delicious pickle treat that's spiced just right for every bite. Economical, too. There's no waste. You eat every bit of the juicy goodness of Chili Dilly. How about trying one right now? Chili Dilly, on sale at our concession stand. You'll love 'em.
Hey, new Kellogg's Okays. Note the improvement? They put a bear on the box, which improved it so much, they decided to improve the cereal, too.
Oh, come on, Yogi. Let's be serious about Kellogg's new Okays, okay?
Like the Space Bears say, hey, okay.
Well, first, how nutritious are Kellogg's new Okays? Well, they're made from oats. And of all grains, oats are the richest in proteins and rich in other bodybuilding essentials, too. In fact, some people consider it their duty to eat oats. Yogi. But now, with a really delicious oat cereal like Kellogg's Okays around, people can have their oats and enjoy them, too. Especially Kellogg's new Okays. For Kellogg's new Okays are crispier... Cripsier and toastier, and therefore tastier than ever. So for the best in oats, get Kellogg's new Okays.
The one with the bear on the box. Suitable for Freeman.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Everybody needs energy-packed Sunbeam bread. Yes, it's all aboard for fun in the park, but Junior hasn't got energy enough for fun. He'd sure like to ride that horse. Hey, what's this? An energy-packed Sunbeam sandwich. You bet every delicious slice of Sunbeam bread sure does pack a big energy wallop. There's nothing like Sunbeam Energy to help you stay on the beam. Now, look at them go. On Sunbeam Energy, they sure do enjoy life. Everybody needs the kind of real zip and zing pep that delicious Sunbeam bread gives you.
Camera. Welcome back, everyone. Let's get the camera, the music back. Hopefully we're all doing well. Hopefully we're all doing well. Enjoyed the break. It's time to wrap up this stew. I am going to have to add a little bit of more water here. And that's even without adding the chicken in there. Because we definitely want to get the chicken in there and bring it up to a boil with the chicken in there, because that chicken isn't not necessarily fully cooked yet. In fact, I want even more water in there. Wait for that to come up to a boil, and then we'll add the chicken back in there. Oh, hey, maybe you would like to see what's I was actually doing there. I have turned the wine syrup way down low. We can go a bit thicker with that, so maybe I'll turn it up for a little bit, get a little more bubbling going, but that is usable as is. Can be thickened, can be reduced until it's absolute syrup. My intentions is to pour that over ice cream, so the potatoes are getting close, and we're going to another ad. Just a little bit more. Mostly going on color with those potatoes. I mean, you'll notice that they're not pure white anymore. They've largely sort of taken on the color of the rest of the stew. That to me says that they've cooked. Depending on the potato, that's not necessarily true, but with these, it tends to be. We got more bubbling going on over on the right side now. Okay, I think we're to enough of a boil now that I can add in all the rest of the chicken back. Very least, I want to bring that all back up to a boil with the chicken in there. I'm going to cut the heat on the syrup. I'm going to pull the... Actually, I won't be pulling the cinnamon stick because that's quite warm. Here, I'll use you to get the cinnamon stick out of there. Ooh, I got both the star anise and the cinnamon stick. One drip. That when that cools down, I think that's gonna be like it's already coating the pan pretty well and it's still hot. I think I'm going to have to wait for that to cool down enough to be able to put it over ice cream. I think that's likely going to be more a photo in Discord than during stream tonight, unfortunately. My biggest problem with putting wine in stews, like wine in stew is delicious. It works great. Especially if you're using it to deglaze and stuff like that. But it turns the gravy or the sauce a little bit grayish considering the rest of the dish. Almost tempted to put something in there to almost dye the color specifically because of that. And it happens to me on beef too. Usually the beef sort of shines it so you don't even really notice it, but it's a little bit grayish. Imagine some mushrooms would have been amazing with this as well. Hi, Sapphire Pauls. Sapphire. Thanks, Soph. So what you have in front of you there. Can even maybe go to this view? Yeah. Is a white meat chicken stew with potatoes, carrots, onions, pepperoncinis, red wine, and other deliciousness. Herbs, spices, bouillon cube. And I've also made a red wine reduction, or a red wine caramel, that will have to cool down. I'm going to be pouring this deliciousness over some ice cream a bit later tonight. I greatly appreciate everyone hanging out with me tonight. We got Can It Be Delicious on Friday. For those new in, that's a once a month thing that I do here. I will have 25 cans for everyone to vote on. Chat's gonna choose 5 out of the 25, and I have to make dinner from those 5 cans. So that is our madness here for Friday night. And then Sunday we're doing Massachusetts. Continuing our U.S. territories and states. I'm doing, for Massachusetts, American Chop Suey, which is a tomato, ground beef, and pasta dish, along with Toll House chocolate chip cookies, because the origins of chocolate chip cookies is Massachusetts. Hope to see you back here for either of those, or both of them. We got Cutting Glass in the morning before those. If you're new and you're unfamiliar, I have 2 channels. I have Chef Jay Tay, where I do food content. I cook my dinners, hang out, do food-related content. And then I have Cutting Glass, cutting_glass, where I do stained glass work. Currently working on doing a logo to put back here. That's going to be back here in the next stream, hopefully. Maybe the stream after that, but if I'm realistic. But I'm hoping for it to be next stream. Actually, no, it's not going to be next stream. Because I'll do Cutting Glass in the morning before the next stream, and hopefully finish putting it together, and then I'll mount it off stream, hopefully before the next stream. Do have new plans for a new project in Cutting Glass after the current one. A little bit flowery. I wish you all a wonderful finish to your week. Hopefully it's been great. Let's see who's out there in the interwebs. Oh, there's one. I am going to raid out, at least for those of you watching on Twitch. I am going to send all of you lovely people off to go hang out with Play in the Mud, who is a production pottery streamer. It looks like she is making bowls tonight. She is actually making pottery tonight, which is awesome. So I hope you enjoy hanging out with them. And like I said, I shall be back with both Cutting Glass and dinner on Friday. Good night, folks.